valuable lesson. When our ducks are in a row, we feel good in life. When they're not, we kind of struggle. One of the things that I struggled with coming into the trio, and even as an area division director, was Concur. Our program in Toastmasters that we have to help you get mileage reimbursement, food reimbursement, expenses that you're having in your areas. Each of you as an area director and division directors are eligible to be in this program. And it makes it a lot easier on the finance manager if you do it this way, reimbursements. Well, I'll let the next presenter explain all that. But the person who helped me understand this so well was Rhonda Green. And so I have asked Rhonda Green to please help you understand this process. And she will make it clear to you, and I'm proud to present Ms. Rhonda Green.
All right, let's get our ducks in a row as far as our finances are concerned. We already did step 1 with working on the budget. Now we're going to do a little bit talking about how you actually put in an expense report in Concur. On the desk, there's a handout for each and every last one of you. Please grab a handout. So let's talk about a few interesting things first. Everybody wants to know, well, when I get ready to submit an expense report, where do I do? Where do I go? You go to www.concur.com. Very simple. Make sure you have Concur spelled correctly. Now, the most common type of expenses that the area directors and division directors will be submitting will be for mileage, tolls, food if they're hosting a TLI, and printing if they are hosting a TLI. If you have printing expenses or food expenses for that type of event, it must be pre-approved in advance by the district director, program quality director, or the club growth director. They are asking for this pre-approval so you will make sure that you don't spend $200 when they've only put $75 in the budget. It makes it difficult for them to keep the budget balanced. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, we got some participation. That's awesome. Okay. Now, mileage. I talked to your district director this morning. She said the mileage rules are this. If you're attending a DEC meeting, you're going to do your club visits. As long as you travel a minimum of 40 miles round trip, you can submit for a reimbursement. Now the mileage up until October the 16th is 28 cents a mile. After October the 16th, it drops down to 14 cents per mile. Is there any questions about that?
Why?
Yes.
Yes. Why does it drop down?
The reason why it drops down is because Toastmasters International Organization is a 501c3 non-profit organization. When you go to the federal tables for mileage, the mileage for a 501c3 nonprofit is 14 cents a mile. When I called district finances and I asked that exact same question, they said because of where we stand with the IRS, all of the districts across the world have to drop down to this amount because we were in danger of losing our nonprofit status. 14 cents a mile is not a lot, but we're not, it really is not. But we're not paying for you to get your oil changed, your tires replaced, because even area directors are only required to take maybe 6 visits to each club during the year. The DEC meetings, that might be the majority of your mileage, and this year the district director is not having all of the DEC meetings here in Choctaw. Some of them will be in Stroud, so that will share the mileage. And they've also asked that whenever possible, you carpool. Because we're only allowed to have a certain percent of the members' money, and every dime in the district is the members' money used for travel and mileage. Did that explain your question?
Yes, ma'am. I have another question.
Go for it.
The reimbursement is based on on the most direct route, is that correct?
Yes.
So that if I get lost for 40 miles,
No, sweetie, it's based on a Google map or a MapQuest map from your home to the location and back. If you get lost, you go the long way, I'm sorry, but the district is only going to reimburse you on the mileage on that map. And there is no rounding the pennies up. If you round the pennies up, the finance manager will kick it back to you and say, no rounding up. And you'll get that opportunity to change your expense report. I thought that was very important from the beginning. Okay? All of the information in this training is provided on the district website under Member Resources, Concur Training. It is a 54-page PDF file. Today, I cut that down as far as I could. We are not going through 54 pages. I said, yeah! Yeah, I thought you all would appreciate that. So let's talk about what we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss how you gain access, entering your bank information, creating an actual expense report, adding your out-of-pocket expense, attaching the receipts or maps, and how you actually submit the report. On your handout, you will see this link. This is Toastmasters International's webinar on the Concur Training. Every last slide you see in this PowerPoint came from that training. So let's get started. You want to gain access, you go to www.concur.com. And whenever you get ready to get involved in anything on the night, you need what? A username, and you need a password. Well, the username is your ID at Toastmasters.org. Now, it's your member ID. If your member ID only has 6 numbers, like, what's your number?
2.
Number 2. And if his only number is number 2, then he would have to put 7 zeros before he puts in that number 2. Now, to be realistic, my number is 893737. Easy to remember. Don't you all remember? But when I log in to Concur, I have to put 00 because it has to be 8 digits. Some of your new members, they have those long 8 digits member IDs. That's another reason why your member ID is important. The first time you go in, the initial password is welcome. Welcome to this wonderful system. 3 years ago, I didn't think it was so wonderful, but I like it now. Okay? Then you just click sign in. Now,
So it's our Toastmaster ID
at Toastmasters.org.
at Toastmasters.org.
Yes.
If you need to find your Toastmasters ID, look on your Toastmasters magazine mailing label, and it will be right there.
That's if you still get a magazine. Now, if you don't still get a magazine, you call Toastmasters on the phone, tell them who you are, and say, I forgot my ID. And they will give it to you.
How about the CI login page?
Yeah, your login page, your profile has it.
Some people don't use their ID as part of their login. They create this special one.
No,
Okay.
but it's
When
on
you
your
click
profile.
But you gotta log in to
Yes.
TI before
Yes,
you
ma'am.
can get to
But
your
you call your
profile.
computer to remember your username.
All
and
right,
password.
that is perfectly fine. Use your ID, okay? I mean, that's not important. I mean, it is important, but we need to move on, okay? Now, you do have a choice. When you set up your file, your profile in Concur, you have 2 choices. You can take an electronic check, which goes directly into your checking or savings account, or you can select to get it by paper. It takes 4 to 6 weeks to get a reimbursement by paper. Doug Weeks, when he was district director, he set up District 16 as one of the first districts to start into Concur. At first I was a little bit, because I'm a little bit older and I was used to doing things the paper way, I like this much better. I get my money faster and there are no problems. So you go in and you click the button over in the right corner that says Profile. Then it says click Profile Settings. Now, there's 2 things you need to do on here. This is the second thing, is to click for blanking information. It's on that handout. for your banking information. But the first thing you need to do is set your own password. Because you don't want somebody to get your ID number, go in and use welcome and be all up in your Kool-Aid. Okay? Yes, this is a very dry presentation, but I'm trying to work with it. Okay? So when you click banking information, of course, you enter your bank routing number, and I don't know what on earth just happened right there.
Get back. It's back.
I did what?
It's back.
Cool. So it looks like I did something. Then you enter your bank account number again. Then you select account type. You have the choice of it being your checking account or your savings account. And then you say, is this active? Meaning, does I want Toastmasters International to go in and verify this account so that I can submit my reimbursements? The shortest amount of time that I got a reimbursement was 5 days. 5 days! That was fast in Toastmasters International time. And it says here, if you do not elect this option, you got to call Toastmasters International. They got to verify your address and do a lot of other things, and then they will finally send you a paper check after you submit the expense report. So let's start an expense report. There's a little plus sign up there. You can barely see it. It says new. You hover on it. And it has a drop-down menu. And it opens up and brings in a brand new expense report. This is one of the most important pages that you will see. Because it is how you title the report. The report is titled OOP, means you pay for it out of your pocket. Then it'll have District 16. Parts of your name, and then what the event was. This is used by Toastmasters International to gather all of District 16 finances together. It is used by our finance manager to gather all of the items for the TLI, all the items for the debt together, for the monthly profit and losses reports. So how you title it is important. You do not title it correctly, your finance manager will kick it back to you. As soon as you complete it and hit that submit button, it goes to the finance manager first. She's checking to make sure that you use the proper budget codes, you choiced around for the mileage and did not round up, before she submits it to the district director for approval. It has to go through 3 approvals: the finance manager, the district director, and then district finance personnel at TI. Then after it goes through them, there's another guy there who has to submit it for payment. Yes, it goes through a lot of steps. When your banking information is put in here, Toastmasters International does not have access to your banking information. You are the only one who can actually physically see it. In the 3 years that I've been involved with it and talked to people in other districts, no one has had their financial data corrupted because they have been in this system. My job, Triumph Aerostructures, also uses Concur. Yeah, it gets really interesting.
So question,
Yes,
can you give us an example of the correct way to title the report?
yes. Let's say I don't get mileage for coming to the DEC meeting because I'm not a DEC member. But if I was, it would go OOP D16 Ira Green DEC September 2019.
What?
Y'all got that? OOP out of my pocket for that mileage. District 16, that's where we are. Ira Green, first name, last name. The event, the DEC meeting. The month, September, the year 2019. Okay?
Is that on there?
Yes, it's right here. OOP, district,
Okay.
name, event, month, year. Okay?
You take special for the area,
No, it's your name. But for this, instead of putting DEC meeting, it would say area visits. It's what your activity is that you are requesting reimbursement for. Okay? This is talking about the difference between an out-of-pocket reimbursement and a district credit card reimbursement. I am not going to train today on the district credit card reimbursement because there's only one person who has to do that, and that's your district director. And we've already worked on that, and it's a whole total different process. It's a pain, but it's worth it. Yes? Okay. Whew, I would have dropped that slide if I had actually read it. So then you click on New Expenses, and you pick Expense Type. When it's Expense Type, there is a whole list of expense types. Food, lodging, printing, mileage, other, which means your tolls. You pick which one. Each one of those has a code attached to it. Like mileage is 68, I think. I remember. Whatever, okay? But that code connects directly to the code you see in the budget, okay? You pick your expense type. Then you have a group of fields here you have to populate. The date, the activity, where you went. You even have to say it's out of pocket. It's out of pocket whether you use cash or your personal credit card. It's still out of your pocket. Select the transaction day, enter the business purpose. Fill out the box. If you stop and get tolls, you pay tolls to the state of Oklahoma, you put state of Oklahoma as the vendor, because that's who you pay. It's important. The city of purchase, Oklahoma City. Yes,
What did you say the reimbursement radius was?
for mileage,
Yes.
40.
up until October the 16th, 28 cents a minute.
No,
28 cents a mile.
This,
Distance, 40 miles minimum round trip.
okay, at least 40 miles.
Yes, sir. Okay. Sorry. Okay. You select how you paid it, out of pocket option. Enter the amount, no rounding up. This amount must equal to the exact same mileage times the 28 or 14 cents a minute. You will have to attach a Google or a MapQuest map. Okay? Select the reporting code. There's a row of reporting codes. For this, it would be training, education and training, area and division directors, 704. Because that's what the DEC meeting is for. It is for your training. So you just go through the codes and read them. Not that difficult. Okay? Sometimes we have event codes. The majority of times we never have an event code. Okay? The subsidiary is used area, division, international travel, mid-year travel. You all don't have to worry about that. Only the trio has to worry about those last two. Okay? And enter comments. If you put area visits up there, put the club numbers up there. That will show which clubs you went to visit. It just clarifies it so you'll know what's going on. Okay? And then hit the save button. Now, just because you hit the save button is not submitting the report. It just means all the information you've done so far, you're saving because computers have a habit of logging out when you're in the middle of something. Okay?
Really?
Yes! So then you attach the receipts. You go to browse, go to your computer, select that receipt, and hit open. Make sure that when you put a receipt in it, you give it a name that you can easily locate and follow with the date. Like today, tolls 09/21/2019. You have all your codes on the same page, and you scanned them in. So when you're looking to add that to your reimbursement, you know that's the exact receipt you need to put in. Okay? Then click attach. Now, I always go to the little button that says receipt, and I look at it to make sure it's on there. Because if it's not, the finance manager's gonna kick it back to you and say no receipts. Matter of fact, the computer is not gonna let you move forward if you do not have receipts and maps on it. Then you hit submit the report. And you pray it does not come back. But if it does, the finance manager can explain. You click accept and submit, and it's submitted. So when you first go into Concur, there is a page where you can see all current reports. The first report has been returned to you, And there will be a comment on there saying exactly why it was returned, what you need to fix. When it's blue, that means you worked on it, saved it, and got kicked out of it, and you can go back in it by selecting it and continue working on it. When it's green, that means it's already been submitted, but it's not totally approved yet. Toastmasters International will send you an email at every step, so you know exactly where it is. They'll even send you an email when it's out for payment. When it says out for payment, within 4 days, that money will be in your account. That's a very important email. Okay? So are there any questions? Yes, Paula?
Just to add, they process on Tuesdays for bank, to go to your bank.
Yes. Yes. Lisa was first, mine. Lisa?
What if the toll receipt doesn't exist?
If you don't have a toll receipt, like you do Pike Pass, if you didn't get it,
Threw my coins in and went on.
if you don't have a receipt, then you cannot submit for mileage. So you need a receipt. Okay?
Are you absolutely
Sharon,
certain about that?
Wait a minute, I'm sorry.
It's still on, are you absolutely
sorry.
sure about
I'm
that?
sorry, Mike was next. Yes, Mike?
If we're trying to help to save the district money and we want to carpool, does the person who's driving get to add the mileage as long as it's on the overall path?
Yes.
Same
Thomas.
that's why I didn't want to come off at the same topic. Are you certain about that? Because usually, under a certain value, you can, in systems, put no receipt because it's under a certain value.
That's in most systems, but this is Toastmasters International. You put in for other, you have to have a receipt. Go ahead.
You can certify, so you can write a note, put a date and certify it, and they'll
Will they
accept
accept that?
They'll accept that.
Okay, so you still have to write a note and certify it, and still scan it, and then attach that instead. Okay?
And you said pot pies, how did that work? You just take the
Hot ties?
pipe
Pike
pass?
Pass.
I'm sorry.
If you have a Pike Pass, you can go online and print your Pike Pass report.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can highlight the one for this particular mileage. That's why I did not get a Pike Pass while I was in district service, because I didn't want to send all my business to Toastmasters International. One more question, yes.
There is a mobile app for Concur. Is it usable for this as well?
Yes, you can use this on your cell phone,
Okay,
okay?
all right.
All right? I want to thank you all. This has been invigorating. It's been exciting. What other things can I say?
Our ducks are in a row.
I will be here. I'm not through yet. I will be here after this meeting ends. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, contact Jennifer, and if all else fails, call Toastmasters International and ask for district finance, and they will answer your question. And by doing these things, you'll have your ducks in a row. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna just close this out.
Let's take a quick 5-minute break.